Yes, my Between the Liners, welcome back to the Between the Lines podcast. Another video, another Man United match reaction and another loss. My heart is hurting. It's Manchester United 3, Bayern Munich 4. And to be honest, let's be real, guys. The scoreline absolutely flatters us. How we've managed to score 3 goals at the Allianz Arena today and only concede 4 is a complete miracle and an absolute blessing. We're lucky because Bayern Munich were pretty casual in that second half. They could have absolutely ripped us apart. Didn't really see any urgency in us until like the last 4 minutes of the game. And we managed to get 3 goals at the Allianz Arena, which is a big achievement in itself. But overall in the game was a really, really poor performance, I thought. Maybe you lot will agree as well. Let's look at the starting lineup. There was a lot of clamour, a lot of shouts for Pellistri to start. And he got a start in this game. And did he really do much? Can't really blame the kid, to be honest, because he's playing against Alphonso Davies, who must be the quickest player on the planet right now. I saw one sprint against Marcus Rashford today where he absolutely blitzed him, which was absolutely insane because we all know how quick Marcus Rashford is. But yeah, Pellistri had a little decent chance within the first 3-4 minutes as well. Potentially could have got a goal. Eriksen almost could have scored from there as well, but Davies poked his toe in through the middle. Other than that, did Pellistri really stake his place in the team? Hard to say because we're playing against Bayern away from home. It's going to be tough for the kid. And did anyone really put in an outstanding performance to stake a place in this team? Moving it away from the starting lineup, look, Bayern, apparently I think they've unbeaten in the last 36 group games or 35 group games. They've scored in 41 of the last 42 home matches in the Champions League or something. We've conceded, I believe, in 19 of the last 21 away games in the Champions League. So it's always going to be a tough ask for the boys, especially on the back of all the injury crisis we've had. But let's move it on and we'll take it into the very few positives of the game. There wasn't much I could pick out. In the first half, I thought, especially before we conceded the goal, which I'll get into, I thought we pressed the Bayern team pretty well. I thought Casemiro, Bruno, Eriksen, they were knitting it together pretty well and working hard to press the ball. Højlund, I want to praise Højlund because I know he's got his goal, which I'll get into in a minute. But throughout the whole time he was on the pitch, his work rate was phenomenal. Why is he the only one that's come into the team and has high intensity for as long as he's on that pitch? You can see he's giving his all to the badge. And I'm not seeing enough of that, to be honest, because where is it? Like, why is he just coming in now and he's the only one that's fighting to get the ball back? Where are the rest of you guys trying to get the ball back? Wait, this was meant to be positives. Sorry, my bad. Højlund, positives. I thought, look, we got to be... There's one thing I want to praise Ten Hag for, because this is something he does, or there's something that he doesn't do. He doesn't go into games with a negative mindset. You don't really often see us ever going into a game, no matter what the team is, where we're going to sit back throughout 90 minutes. We don't really do that, except maybe Man City in the FA Cup final. But even then, we try and attack. And I respect the fact that he went to Allianz Arena and he tried to get the boys to attack. We don't sit back and we don't try and just sit back for 0-0 and try and scrape a result. At least the boys give it a go. Other than that, positives, I'd have to say was Rashford. Overall, I think he was pretty sharp. He was beating his man regularly. I think it was Lema at right back. So more positive signs from Marcus. I know he's received a lot of criticism over the last few weeks over his work rate and stuff. I've not really picked out on that myself because I think he's been asked to do a lot. He's the only one that makes a run behind the defence, and I've seen the stats. He sprints more than anyone else in our team. There's only so much he can do back and forth and trying to press as well, which I guess Højlund has now helped him as well with the work rate. Other than that, the final positive of the game, I know we've scored 2 really late goals. I'll get into that. But Højlund, the instinctiveness and the ability to pick out a goal from nowhere. Great forward play from Casemiro and Rashford building up to the goal. But Højlund, the way he managed to get a goal, and it was basically out of nowhere, the control and the ability to make space to take a shot away and get it on target and then get a goal, phenomenal. I was honestly very impressed with his work rate throughout the game. The last 2 goals from Casemiro, for me personally, felt like it was a bit too little too late, because I was about to get into the negatives already, but where was that urgency in the 60th minute? I saw Marcus and Bruno playing 1-2s on the halfway line with no speed, no intensity on the ball. So, like, fair enough, you guys have tried when Bayern have sacked off the game, taken off loads of substitutes, taken off loads of players, and we've scored 2 late goals. Fair enough, I respect it, but where was the urgency before? By then, it's too little too late. And even then, we've still conceded a late goal. Let's get into the negatives, because that's what we're already going into. And I guess we have to start off because with the Sane goal. And Onana, I've praised a lot throughout the last few games that we've seen him, especially his distribution. Some of his shot stopping has been very good. But unfortunately, he's at cause for this goal in a major way. He's made a major error, a De Gea-like mistake. Because if this was De Gea right now, he'd be getting slated. And it's just not good enough, to be honest, because a keeper of that caliber has got to do better. When the team had started off pretty decently, I wouldn't say we were under any real threat or any pressure. And then he's completely sold his team down the river and conceded a very sloppy goal. But it's not only his fault. This is the issue with Man United right now. The amount of mistakes around the whole team, it's not even individual mistakes. I'm not really sure where Regulon's position was in terms of dealing with Sane in that moment, but I saw Eriksen not really doing much to stop Sane from passing it into Kane, and then he's just let Sane go. And then Sane's got a free shot on goal against Onana. Where's the midfield? And forget Eriksen for a sec. Where is Casemiro there as well? Where's my CDM? Where's my number 6? Where's my holding midfield player there? Eriksen's not tracking Sane. Casemiro's nowhere to be seen. No one's blocking Sane's shot. And then it's led to Onana making a poor error and misjudging the bouncing ball potentially. And we've conceded a goal. And straight from there, you've seen what happens to this Manchester United team after they concede a goal. Heads drop. We start collapsing. And we've done the same thing again. What was it? 4 minutes later, we concede. And this time, I have to pick out Casemiro and Dalot. Casemiro involved again for me because Musiala has just walked past him. Not even walked past him. Musiala has done unbelievable, to be fair. His dribbling ability is insane. We've seen that in previous games. But the way he got past Casemiro and Dalot and just breezed past both of them wasn't good enough. And even after he's got past the first phase of play, once he's run past them in the midfield, the tracking back from Casemiro was abysmal. Honestly, if you go back and watch it, it was abysmal. Dalot's probably let him get inside too easily, and then he's passed it off to Gnabry. And there, Gnabry, Martinez, you're tracking the striker, I think it was Kane, but Reguilon's already got him. Why is there 2 of you at the back post on 1 man when you can see Gnabry in front of you free at the edge of the box? Come on, Martinez, wake up. Like last season, he would have been out there in a flash. This season, he's nowhere to be seen, man. It's just not acceptable. I don't know. It's a basic reading of the game as a defender. And to be honest, I don't even want to blame just him, because where are the midfielders? Again, Casemiro's too slow tracking back. Where is Eriksen and Bruno? Bruno, maybe I might excuse a little bit because he's potentially playing a bit further. But Eriksen, or even if it is Bruno or Eriksen, one of you, where are you? How many chances did we give away on the edge of the box from a cutback? So many times, so many games. It's frustrating. It's so frustrating. Like, where are you guys? You've seen, we've conceded so many goals from the edge of the box from cutbacks, and you're still not cutting it out. And I was going to get onto this later, but... and I think you've probably seen it in the title, the lack of leadership today was abysmal. And I'm going to criticize the main players, the guys that I usually ride or die for and I love usually, yeah? Martinez, one of my favourite players at United since he's come in. Casemiro, Bruno, Onana, for instance. Rashford. Not Rashford, to be honest. Martinez, I'm going to pick out three guys especially. Martinez, Bruno, and Casemiro. You three are meant to be the leaders of this team. I've seen you last season. You're all hyping each other up. Anytime there's a tackle, you're getting in there hard. You're battling. You're cheering each other, your teammates. You're trying to rile them up. Where was that today? We went 1-0 down. You're all gone hiding. You're all hiding. Martinez today on the ball, where was your incisive passes into the middle or breaking through the lines? Where was that today? You getting the ball and passing offside with Lindelof or passing offside with Reguilon. Just wasn't good enough. Casemiro, where was you today? You're not fighting for the ball in the midfield. Bruno, you're meant to be this creative inspiration. Simple passes in the midfield today from you. Obviously, I know the last 10 minutes or whatever we scored, last 4 minutes we scored those other 2 goals, Casemiro and potentially Bruno assists. I honestly don't even care about that, to be honest. For me, that was too little too late. And you guys know I'm so positive usually, but where was the fighting spirit today? Like Højlund, he was fighting for 70, 80 minutes that he was on that pitch. He was trying to die to try and get the ball back. I didn't see that from the rest of the team. Martinez hiding today. Bruno hiding today. Casemiro hiding today, which is a bit unfair probably because he scored 2 goals later on. But still, overall throughout the game, 80% of the game, 90% of the game, you guys were hiding and it was not good enough from our leaders. And where's the fighting spirit? Where's that gone from last season? I don't understand. Is all the off the pitch problems just taking its toll on the team, which could happen, to be honest, because we have to accept that these things are going to take its toll on the player's mentality and ability to play well on the pitch. It happens. All the Greenwood, Anthony, Sancho situation, the Glazers situation, it's clearly must be taking its toll on some of the players because our leaders are not performing. Just very disappointed with those 3 guys, to be honest, especially today. And the continuously collapsing after we concede a goal, man. Why does it keep happening so often? It's something to do with the players' mentality. Do they switch off? They get complacent? Do they get nervous? They start bottling it? Even today, after we scored in the second half from Højlund's goal, pardon me, 3 minutes later, we conceded a goal. Like, how does this happen? It's either straight from kickoff, we're about to concede a goal, or we could score a goal and then we concede a goal, or we concede a goal and we concede another goal, or we come out half time, we concede a goal. What's wrong with the players' mentality? I don't get it. What's Ten Hag saying at half time for these boys to constantly come out of second half and switch off? Today, to be fair, we scored a goal pretty early and we looked pretty sharp, but then obviously after we scored, we conceded straight away. Looking at it more individually, Højlund, I thought obviously I praised him a lot in the positives, but some of his link-up play, I saw him trying to hold it up, and that's good from the kid. He's only 20 years old. He's up against some tough defenders, some of the best defenders in the world. My only criticism of him is today probably, I like his hold-up play and I like that he's trying to link it up, but sometimes his decision-making needs to be a bit better. Sometimes he looks for the pass back into the middle rather than out wide in a more aggressive nature. But maybe Ten Hag told him that. I don't know what the coaches have told him, but personally, from my point of view, some of them could have been a bit more aggressive in his hold-up play to try and get the team onto attack rather than settling the nerves. But I get it. Maybe they wanted to try control possession. Which brings me on to another thing. Why are we not controlling possession ever? Like, you know Bayern Munich aren't going to be good in the ball. You know they're not going to give the ball away a lot. So when you get the ball, why not keep it? Keep it for a bit. And it's not even like we're trying anything risky. We're not even trying to create game-changing chances in this game, and we're still giving it away. The simple, short passes, we're giving it away. Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen, Casemiro. How many times did you give the ball away today? It wasn't good enough. Casemiro, fix up your passing, my brother. You've been playing, professional football all your life. You've been playing at the highest level, and today your passing was very off. And it has been the last few games. You just need to fix it up. And also, like I've said, look, the players were hiding. The mentality is a question mark. Certain players' heads just completely drop and then start making the complete wrong decisions. Bruno's probably culpable of that. Rashford's a major culprit of that as well. When things are going against him, he just gets on the ball, starts running down the line and tries taking on a few man by himself, or takes a wild shot. Focus, guys. in the 60th minute, you're only 3-1 down. You only need 2 goals. You can do that. You got half an hour. You build some patience up. Get the ball moving quicker with more intensity. Get yourselves up the pitch. Don't start losing your head in the 60th minute. It happens too many times. Football's a long game. So many things happen. You saw in the last 4 minutes, we scored 2 goals. We didn't even deserve it. Imagine if we did a little bit better from the 60th minute to the 90th minute and actually tried to play some decent football instead of sulking and acting as if we've lost the game already. Look, I've spoke about Bruno and his leadership already, and we need more from his attacking output. So far from this season, he's not doing more. He's not creating enough. Is this new position potentially holding him back? I know he's a bit deeper, and that's what Ten Hag and the team's asking from him. We've all asked him to be a bit more mature in possession. I saw his work rate out of possession today, to be fair, and he did work hard. That's one thing I want to pick out from Bruno. But in possession, the creative spark is gone, and maybe that's not all his fault, because maybe that's lack of runners. Maybe he's not being shown enough options from Rashford, from Højlund, from Pellistri. I didn't really see Pellistri making any clear direct runs in behind the man today. Can't really blame him. Obviously, Alphonso Davies, Bayern Munich, Allianz Arena, first probably Champions League start for Pellistri. But Bruno Fernandes can't be blamed for all of the lack of creativity today, I feel like. But still, he has a big responsibility. He's the captain of this team. If he's not going to create, if he's not going to be a match winner, who is? Other than Marcus, obviously. We need more goals from Bruno Fernandes. We need more creative spark from Bruno Fernandes in this game especially. Look, lastly, I want to mention, because I've gone in quite hard on the boys, I think. And you know me, I don't like doing that, to be honest. So Wednesday night, it's raining. Mood is like completely ruined now. Last thing I want to criticize about the boys. Oh, it's not even about the boys. The referee decision is an absolute joke. That third goal that we conceded to Bayern, yeah? The penalty, Eriksen penalty. He's, less than a yard away from him? Where do you want him to put his arms? The guy's headed it onto him. Like, what do you want him to do? It's an absolute joke. How is that a penalty in any generation of football in my life, in our life, in our granddad's lives? How is that a penalty? Please, someone explain to me, because I don't get it. Guys, let's get into the match roundup. Who would you say was our best player? Please let me know in the comments, because I'm potentially going for Højlund. I thought Dalot did all right. I don't know what you guys think. He was all right. Put in a decent shift. There's one thing about Dalot I like. He doesn't give up. He tries for as long as you can see he's on the pitch most of the time. Maybe his decision making is a bit questionable at times, but I thought Dalot or Højlund for his goal and for his work ethic. Other than that, who could you really say was our best player? Because I'm not giving to Casemiro because he got those 2 goals in the end. The first one was a great finish, by the way. The second one was great anticipation with the header. But the first one on the floor, poking it into the net. Good football, good link-up play to get those goals as well. Even the Højlund goal as well. So we've shown for 2 of those goals out of the 3 goals we scored, good link-up play. And if you'd done that throughout the game with a bit more composure rather than losing your head just because you concede a goal and your whole team's head drops, you've shown you can build up play and get goals. There's goals in this team. If you show more composure, more patience, and a bit more speed when you're trying to find a man, and a bit more intensity and desire. It's like these boys think they're going to lose and they just give up. If you're on my team in Power League, I'm shouting at you all game. Yeah, anyway, let me know who you thought was the best player. Looking ahead, we've got Burnley on Saturday, 8 p.m. Watch out for that match reaction. Hopefully it's better than this. I can't do another loss. Burnley haven't even won a game in the Prem this season so far. Please do not tell me we're going to go to Turf Moor and lose. It's got to be a win. It's got to be 3 points only. I don't even care about the performance anymore. Just give me 3 points against Burnley. 1-0, 2-0. I do not care. I'm staying in on a Saturday night to watch that game. I want a win. I don't even care about performance. Guys, get in the comments, please. Let me know what you think went wrong today. Are you happy with the comeback, like the slight comeback consolation goals that we scored late on? Who did you think was our best player? What did you think went wrong today? Get in the comments, please. I've almost lost my head. Like the video, share the video, subscribe as well. Safe. Between the lines.